All right, this is your lateral hip stability program. First, we're going to start by waking up the muscles in the sides of your hips. So lying on your side, you're just going to do some simple leg lifts. Now, when you're doing these, you want to make sure that this distance and this distance does not shrink, okay? So you're not hiking your hip, you're staying nice and long, and you're just lifting your leg. The top part of your hip is doing all the work, hopefully not so much in the front, and your leg stays in neutral. So notice my toes are pointing straight forward. Okay, so crank out maybe 15 or 20 of those. Again, hand goes on the hip here to make sure that, watch my hand, you're not doing this. Very easy to rock your pelvis in order to move your leg. You need to keep your pelvis down away from your rib cage and lift your leg. So that's exercise number 1. Feel free to pause the video and keep going. Exercise number 2, you're turning your toe up towards the ceiling. So this is where it's nice to slide all the way back against a wall, because when you turn your toe up, your tendency is going to want to be to roll back. So toes go up, pelvis stays perpendicular to the table. So I'm not rolling onto my back at all, but my toe turns up. You're going to go down and forward, up and back. So right now, if you were to look at a top view, my left leg is in front of my right leg. And right here, it's behind my right leg. So just drawing that nice diagonal. You should hopefully feel this a little bit farther back in the hip. Crank out a few of those. Okay, then you're going to do your clamshell series. So knees bent to about 90 degrees. You're going to keep your feet together and you're just going to lift the knee. This also is easy to want to roll back. So make sure you're just keeping that front hip bone pushed forward. If you want, you could even feel like you're about to roll onto your stomach. And again, feeling like muscles are firing in the back of the hip, not that TFL. So this is a clamshell at what we call 45 degrees. Next, you're going to go to 0 degrees. So there is a straight line from my shoulders to my hips to my knee. Same motion, lift the knee, keep the feet together, keeping the pelvis stable. Cranking out maybe 15 or 20 of these. Again, feel free to quick pause on the video, get some good muscle fatigue. We'll be doing a lot of different exercises, so don't feel like you need to crank on any one. So that was clamshells at 0. We're going to go up beyond the 45 position to 90. And then again, same motion, keep the feet, lift the knee, nice stable pelvis. You can pay attention to your lower abdomen, try and draw those stomach muscles in, give your intestines a hug. And good. Okay, moving up the chain. Now we're going to get your hips going on your knees. So up on your knees, as long as your knees don't bother you, you're going to be dropping your hips back and to the side, then coming up to the center. So back, side, up, center. It's almost similar to a skiing motion. I'll give you a front view here. So back, side, up, center, back, side, up, center. So teaching that hip that we just turned on to load when you're shifting your weight over there. And again, notice the tendency to want to hike your hips in any way. Just keeping everything up top, nice and stable. Crank out a few of those. If you want, you can hold a weight in front of you as a counterbalance, or you can hold it against your chest as a little added resistance. Okay, next we're going to go to standing. And here, you're gonna do a little hip sequence. So you're gonna stand on one leg, and again, tune into those hip bones. When you stand on one leg, you wanna feel like these guys are pretty stable, not dropping into the hip and not hiking in order to lift that leg. And then you're gonna pivot. So you're pivoting your pelvis outward and inward, standing tall on that left leg. So here's a side view. Notice my hands here are on my hip bones, and my hands are moving versus standing there and just wiggling the other leg. So pivoting, open, neutral, closed, neutral. Working your balance a little bit. It's great to do this in bare feet. And then the last one, you're simply going to stand on that one leg. You're going to drop into the hip and then come back up. So shoot to the side, come back up. Again, kind of re-educating those muscles, how to stabilize when your foot is on the ground. That's all there is to it.